Alright, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about mappings. So a mapping is a relation. A mapping is a relation in which each element in the domain maps onto only one element in the codomain. Now the key phrase over here is only one element in the codomain. So we are saying that a mapping is a relation. Don't forget, you can find a link to previous videos on relation in the description below. Alright, so a mapping is a relation in which each element in the domain maps onto only one element in the codomain. Right, now for example, this is a good example of a mapping. So in this example, each of the elements in the domain maps onto only one element in the codomain. So 1 is mapping to only 2, 2 is mapping to only 4, 3 is mapping to only 6. And then in the previous lessons we mentioned that what type of relation is this? Alright, that's correct. So this is a one-to-one relation. Then we can say that a one-to-one relation is a mapping. A one-to-one relation is a mapping. Alright, let's consider this as well. Now you check the definition again and check whether this satisfies the definition. A mapping is a relation, and this is a relation, of course, in which each element in the domain maps onto only one element in the codomain. So you check whether the elements we are having in the domain, which are 2, 6, 8, and 9, we check whether they are mapping to only one element in the codomain. So when you check 2 is mapping to 2 and only 2. 6 is also mapping to only 3. Now 8 is also mapping to only 2, and then 9 is also mapping to only 3. So this satisfies our definition of what? Mapping. So we can say this relation is also a mapping. Alright, but from our previous lesson, what type of relation is this? This is a many-to-one relation. So then we can say many-to-one relation is a mapping, or many-to-one relations are mappings. Alright, let's look at another example. Look at this mapping we have over here. You check whether it obeys the definition. The definition is saying each element in the domain should map onto only one element in the codomain. You check 2, for instance, as an element in the domain. 2 is mapping to 6, that same 2 is mapping to 12, and that same 2 is mapping to 18. So that alone does not satisfy the definition. So this relation is not a mapping. But from our previous video, what type of relation is this? Alright, so a many-to-many relation is the correct answer. And so we can say that a many-to-many relation is not a mapping. A many-to-many relation is not a mapping. Why? Because it does not satisfy the definition. The definition of mapping is saying each element in the domain should map onto only one element in the codomain. But 2, as an element in the domain, is mapping to more than one element in the codomain. So it does not satisfy the definition of what mapping. Therefore, many-to-many relation is not a mapping. Alright, let's look at this example as well. You check again whether it satisfies the definition. Each element in the domain should map onto only one element in the codomain. So you check 8 is mapping to 2, 8 maps to 3, and 8 maps to what? 5. That alone does not satisfy the definition. Okay, alright, so this relation is not a mapping. But then once again, from our previous video, what type of relation is this? Alright, so a one-to-many relation is the correct answer. And so we can see that one-to-many relation is not a mapping. Okay, one-to-many relation is also not a mapping. Okay. So in general, we can say that a one-to-one relation is a mapping, and then a many-to-one relation is also a mapping. But many-to-many relation is not a mapping, and also one-to-many relation is not a mapping. Alright, thank you very much for watching. But I'm going to leave you with a simple question to try your hands on. Okay, and that will happen to be question number 2. The question is saying that the relation below is a mapping, true or false. Okay, this is the relation we are talking about. So you comment your answer in the comment section below by writing question 2 is true or question 2 is false. Okay. In the next video, we are going to talk about how to determine the rule of a mapping. Okay, how to determine the rule of a mapping. Don't forget that you can find the links to other videos on relations in the description below. And please don't forget to subscribe, like and share if you've not done so. Stay tuned.